Yeah, see Klaus Winkler here. This video is an art video as well as a piece of art and part of my long-term art performance, lifelong art performance. And I have no idea in which direction this video will go. So yeah, let's discover together. Uh, yeah, I'm describing what I'm seeing. I'm sitting in front of a paper piece. I'm painting since 2019. Um, you can see here, this little stripes are is a layer of Sikh letter elements, which are below that, and because there's too much pigments, or the paint was too thick, that green paint, that structure is hardly seeable, which is a bit of a waste of time and energy, because I kind of invested lots of time into this like pattern matrix. I mean, it's even difficult to document. Here you maybe can see a little bit, and it goes all over. So my aim is to have multiple layers, but even that is part of the beauty of a natural grown piece, which has an honest, authentic charisma. And here I have this green layer, this dark green layer, and above that layer comes now a layer of these Sikh letter elements, which have like some kind of aerospace, uh, aerodynamic, organic, mechanical structure style. And those are letters, the SEAK. I'm painting this in so far almost 28 countries all around the world since the early 1990s. Yeah, and they became like items or objects or projection spaces for the ego or for the self. Or they became so iconic that they're in a way, yeah, like people often, even when they're like long in the graffiti game and are writers or graffiti artists, or you want to call them themselves, they hardly can't read them. This, for example, is a K. This is a small a. They're work in progress. Here the basic structures are already there, and some of those elements I will paint in details. This here, for example, is also in a work in progress stage. Yeah, here I like those black or really dark outlines I painted with airbrush, like the sketch style, Sikh style elements or letters as a last layer so far. Yeah, maybe I'm just imitating what I know from my father's. This is, for example, a sketching desk my father built in his apprenticeship. He is an engineer, diploma engineer from Germany. And his father was a teacher, and his father was an upper medium post inspector slash professional soldier, World War One veteran, decorated with Iron Cross first class, second class, front fighter cross. Before the World War One, 12 years of duty, Lieutenant NCO, which is like the highest NCO rank. And he started as a wandering worker. And in the last period of his life, before he became a pensioner, he was an Oberpost inspector. The thing is that he also had like a great handwriting and everything. And this is just one string from my family. So I'm just showing you this to give you hints on how much we are influenced, or how much I'm influenced by my forefathers or by my surrounding. Because the word see Klaus Winkler also suggests that it takes just small hints which I take up, and then which then cluster around me, or where I cluster my personality maybe from, or my life path or something, you know. So what I'm seeing here, this painting is from the beginning 2000s, and it's work in progress from both sides so far. Um, yeah, all these letters, the layer below here, which is hardly seeable. I mean, here you can, it's shining through the green tone. There are like lots of small Seak styles, like basically sketch style versions with a fine liner, with markers, with thin markers from those letters, which are here now painted or executed in, or realized, how you want to call it, uh, in more broader painting aesthetics, different aesthetics, like a large sketch, simplified sketch version, as well as a mixture out of spray paint, finger painting, brush painting, acrylics. This is mostly spray can with a hint of finger painting. And I will later on also will integrate like these black or dark and like airbrush sketch style things, which I really like a lot here. Yeah. I will also put them here. Yeah, those little scarves here, that can happen when you work on paper. And these paintings, I started this paper piece in 2019 or 2020, and since then it's work in progress, more or less. Yeah, this is the other side, you know. And this is supposed to be the back side, and that should be the main side. Yeah, and they are growing, and they're steady growing. And for example, here, like elements like these, they happening in one setting, and then I did those elements on all kinds of yeah, paintings or works I'm having here, or pieces. And this is my own rotation system, which helps me working on a lot of paintings without thinking too much, because I'm like an army of one, if you will, Einzelkämpfer, which is like how I organized my studio work. It comes from multiple things. I want to have this playroom. I'm playing with myself, I'm conscious, I'm present, I have this meditative flow state, like I was when was a child. Okay, back then, later then I had a guinea pig for 11 years, which so I should maybe, to have it really authentic, also have a guinea pig here. Yeah, but I also want to have lots of children, so then they probably get guinea pigs. Anyway, so then the rooms here are all very small, and yeah, and I have small paintings, and I thought, okay, because I always was lacking in money in the last 25 years, though I had the reputation of making like crazy amounts of money. um, I thought, okay, I'm selling authenticity, you know, while most artists, when they grow in fame, I mean, I have like huge global niche fame from the 90s onward in the graph scene. Um, yeah, like being I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the point is that I thought, okay, and it's from the 2010 years around onwards. I thought, okay, I go another route. I go like and I paint like in a way that I couldn't even copy my own style and my own paintings. So that I can't work, like I create my paintings in a way that I can't use this assistant system like most people in fine arts are doing, where they have like a plethora of studio assistants painting their paintings and constructing and building up the paintings, so that they can pretend like being the artist and being the guy in front of the camera while others are doing the actual work. I mean, it's not all artists are working like this. Often, sometimes artists simplify their work so they can work with assistants and then paint like huge paintings in the shortest of time and make that their aesthetic. But I love my style and the quality too much. So I thought, okay, then I bite into the sour apple and must outwork the others and do everything myself. And create a brand or myself in a way that I can't even copy myself. And for that, I worked with this rotation thing. I kind of like can then, when I work in rotation, like one work step, one medium, one flavor or small work detail or pattern with all paintings or with most of the paintings I'm having here, I can then listen to audiobooks, you know, and listen to YouTube on staying entertained and having to activate less of my brain, you know, while focusing on the entertainment, the escapism part, which then makes it easier for me to deal with like not interacting with people, being alone, la-di-da. Because like when you hang out with people, other artists get jealous, people get jealous, especially when you overdo them. Then they sell you their own limitations and fears as advisors, or they're trying to bring you into ego much higher, so that then they might overplay your cards and make failures like that. You know, then people give bad advices. Then social groups also don't want you to grow and to get more successful, and then they hold you back, especially with these 5 rules, you know, like you become the mindset and the financial income or everything of the 5, or the habits of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Then there's like group mentality, herd mentality, which I just described in a way. I'm going here a little bit closer, filming the backside of my canvas. And these are all things to consider, you know. Then it takes up energy, you know, like also staying in contact with people. You have to meet them in the city, you have to spend money you don't have. It takes time and effort to always go in the same directions, the same pathways to join them. Let's say you build up a friend circle in the city, that means like, and you live in the suburbs, that means like you always have to, just to visit them, move the same places, la-di-da-di-da. It's like it's a waste of energy and time, you know. It's just time you could use for working out, for spending time, quality time in nature. Plus networking doesn't really make sense, because also friendship is also like, you also need like, you need yourself, how say in German say selbstständig. That means you must connect and network with people in theory, which makes sense for your business. But when you being an artist, I mean, the most people maybe give you is like a graffiti spray painting mural job somewhere, painting something okayish or something which is not so necessary for your career, or maybe just some quick money, but it was a total waste of time for that to linger and social climb somewhere. Maybe that's different in like rich countries, like in Switzerland or the US, but even there, as far as I know, people are not doing that because it doesn't make sense. So yeah, and you would just waste your time and your resources, and then yeah, it's completely plus people. I mean, take a look at the boomers and the NPC stuff they are saying all the time, and most of the time. Yeah, and then so socializing and hanging out with craftsman people who have lots of climbed wasn't always an option, because they kind of like then try to make them their own and try to talk you down, so that they, you know, because they don't want to see you maybe as an artist, because they are the handy guys and stuff like that. But an artist gets like, if he pays right, lots of money for something, where like a craftsman doesn't get that much of money. On the other hand, they also get lots of money. So yeah. Anyway, plus you have to work your own, and it's an efficiency thing. So the most efficient thing is then to save effort and just focusing on working, and also creating a lifestyle, especially when you come from a place where you used to paint a lot with other people all around the world, where you have the possible or plausible reasons to not paint with other artists, because you have to have focus on your business and stuff like that. And then you have other people trying to jump onto the bandwagon or in your tailwater. What do you want to call that? It's Fahrwasser. You have to cut off the rat's tail too, which is also a thing. Yeah, and then maybe you're also not so good with getting self-critique or something on your own. Have to, say, mich an die eigene Nase fassen. Because sometimes also other people are right, and then I don't want to hear that. It could be also something. And then oftentimes was also like super broke or something. So I had like rich people trying to befriend me. And that was often or quite often the time. Like second generation wealthy people with having like, I don't know, it's just saying those number 500 or like people working for them or something, like those kind of people, or 50 people working for them or something. While I was, while I didn't know how I finance the next week on food, It's kind of like a stretch. While being like internationally known, la-di-da, super cool guy, la-di-da, which is kind of strange. So, yeah, and they don't get the hint in, okay, what's that? How much is that? And then they could also, financial or buy something. And they kind of like played that part of being like didn't getting the hints or something. Or maybe I should have said, oh, I have no time, I must work. And just making like an example, like, I don't know. So it's like probably I wasn't also the best socializing partner when I'm like always like thinking about how to get rid of my debt or how to finance food for the next week or next month, and then that doesn't make you a good like daytime, free time, hanging out, doing something fun, driving around, doing whatever, wingman. So it's this all forms you into being like focusing on work. This painting I still don't like because it's still work in progress. It's in an early stage. I think I bought this paper in 2005 or something. Here it's 2000. Says 2008 to 2020. The first time I thought it was ready, but it's still work in progress. From this side there, it looks much better. This is like some kind of heavy paper, kind of thick. This says the word Ufer, U-F-E-R. Yeah, the fun or the interesting part is that at no place or at no stage in time, I thought that the painting will develop in this or that direction. And here I have like lots of pencil sketches in the background. And here's acrylic painted, like dispersion paint from painting outside. Spray paint is painted over it. And this painting, like all the other painting, is growing since 20 years. Maybe more than 20 years, I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know, that's my normal, I can also paint a painting in one row, and then it's much faster already, and it looks also great. It's not the point. The way I'm doing it is more efficient. It humbles my ego, and it creates like time layers. And I use every time and every inability from each like technical ability standing ahead during a time as a valid style level, aesthetic level. And for example, I had a paint phase when we didn't have this paint, so I had to use pencil, So this is like, this is. it's a long-term process. So if you buy then the painting, you have like maybe, I mean, the longest or the oldest are from 2000, from 1998 here in progress. So you have like 28 years in a painting have just grown in 28 years and that's lots of history, lots of evolution. But my style, I've grown my style since the early 90s, or if you will, since the late 70s. I mean, I could also make a video about the childhood sketches and drawings I'm still having here, which my mother dated, so I knew when they were painted. This here has multiple times the word Ufer, which means like coast, and then it has like those Sikh elements here, which are letters like the small e, part of a small a. This is an S. This is also an S. These are just like satellite metroids, which I derived from my typical style. And the background are these like 1, 2, 3, 4 Ufer, means like a coast in Germany, styles or pieces. And in the background are lots of pencil Sikh styles, where I put like with a green ink, green fountain ink, like these stripes or lines. And this is still work in progress. Let's go see it from here. Just taking it like this. Yeah, so here is like spray paint. Like I have like in each phase I'm painting. When I have my work rotation phase, in each phase I'm literally like really disconnected from the rest I painted in the painting in the months or years, usually years on the year before, or in the decades before, and just I'm focusing on that new level I'm doing. Also to create a little bit of a distance, so I'm like confident enough to maybe overpaint something a little bit, and then it creates like these layers. Now I have like also a system when I'm painting like abstract parts that I'm then surprising myself, so that in the paintings possible surprises are starting to happen. While the important parts are still kept intact, which is always a trade-off, because if you are playing it too safe, it becomes evident. If you're too bold in overpainting parts which are very detailedly painted, I mean this is also time invested. It's a small grade, of course. Here there's nothing like this. Just the only thing where I overpainted stuff with are done with classical Sikh elements or Sikh styles. So yeah, so I hope you could enjoy this. Here you can see my desk, where I did a lot with the scalpel, painting oil with scalpel on paper, and this is then how it looks like. Nothing to do with drugs or anything, nope. Here's sketches from video I did the other day. So yeah, thank you for your support and thank you for your interest. See you in the next video. Bye, peace.